What's up everybody, how's it going? Travis here, and I wanted to take a minute and tell you about this fragrance that I really enjoy, and it's one of my fancy ones. It's called Layton Exclusif from Parfums De Marley. This fragrance, the first time that I even heard about Layton, I heard so much hype, okay? And I'm very hesitant to hype things up at this point in my life because you wonder if anything really can live up to the hype. And so I went down to my local fancy store with my buddy Aaron, I think it was Nordstrom, and we ended up smelling the majority of the Parfums De Marley lineup, okay? And when I smelled Layton, I was very surprised because I didn't know what to expect, and now here it was in front of me. But at the same time, I also smelled Layton Exclusif, and I'll talk a little bit about him today, but I really gravitated towards Layton Exclusif because I thought it had a little bit more manliness to it, a little more strength, you know, as Jeremy would say. So, some fast facts about this fragrance. It was launched by the House of Parfums De Marley in 2017 as a flanker to the ever-popular Layton, and this fragrance takes that Layton DNA but infuses it with woods, oud, and a note called civet that I will let you Google on your own time, okay? So when we look at the note breakdown of this fragrance, there's a bunch of stuff, but I'll list a few things right here. In the top, we have almond, bergamot, mandarin, and watery notes, okay? In the mid, we have a bunch of florals as well as civet. And then in the base, we have those woods. You have oud, coffee, vanilla, patchouli. It is robust. Some things that impressed me about this fragrance, or, you know, my take on it, it had a robustness. It had a stronger, more manly vibe to that Layton thing, which in its own right is great, okay? I'll tell you this right off the bat. Don't blind buy this fragrance, okay? Layton, another story. Totally blind buy worthy. You'll love it. You'll be happy with it. No worries. But this is another animal because it has animalic notes, okay? It has a menthol vibe, as does the original Layton. And the first time I smelled it, it really grabbed my nose. And I asked my friend, hey, what does it smell like? And she said, it smells like Vicks. And I was like, huh, you know, I kind of get that. It has that menthol thing, and it really gets your attention. Now, is that super prominent? I think it's more of an effect that this fragrance has. That menthol just kind of grabs the nose. It's really cool, in my opinion. I thought that was incredibly creative. This fragrance is dressed up, yes. It's floral, it's French, perfumery, but it has an edginess to it from those woods, oud, the civet, the coffee note as well. It's got some of that going on. Three things that I like about it. That opening that grabs your attention, okay? We talked about that, the menthol. This definitely has a hairy chest vibe, okay? And when I think about the person that's gonna wear this fragrance, it's like the dude is sophisticated. You know, he's well dressed, he's got money, but he also likes attention. And so instead of wearing a tie, that man chooses to kind of open up his shirt a little bit, you know, and he's got chest hair. So he's dressed up in the suit, but then he's got like a bit of a hairy chest. And that is the vibe that I get from this fragrance, okay? It's like a hairy chest vibe. I think it's so cool. Yes, it's dressed up, but it's a little bit edgy from those animalic notes, okay? And I think this is very distinct. So when you think about, you know, other sweet fragrances, this has sweetness, definitely. You know, there's some vanilla vibes in there. Very crowd pleasing. But, I mean, this isn't Versace Eros. You know what I'm saying? It just has more punch, more power because of all those woods and coffee and richness. It takes another direction, you know, to be a little more niche. And that's what a lot of people criticize Parfums De Marley about, is that they're not niche enough. So this is kind of to appease that crowd, you know, with some of those more edgier notes. So, 3 things I don't like about this fragrance. Let's talk about it. This thing's expensive. I mean, I was lucky enough to get this for you know, the 4 ounce or whatever bottle. It's big. This is a big bottle right here. But the 2.5, if you pay retail for this thing, I mean, it was like $450 at my local department store for the 2.5. You know, that's like half the size of this, roughly. And for, you know, $500, I mean, I just don't think you could buy a bunch of other things, okay, that will work a lot better than this. Now, the reason why you buy this fragrance as opposed to those is because it's impressionable, it's distinct, it's in that upper price bracket, so not everybody's gonna smell like this, okay? Again, it's not blind buy worthy. If you're looking for one of those, just buy Layton. You will be so happy. You won't even complain. But if you like Layton and you just want moss, you want moss power, you know, you just want to amp it up a little bit, you want that hairy chest vibe, you know, I think this is for you. That being said, the second thing about it, that it's not that I don't like it, but it's animalic, you know, so it's challenging. It's challenging. And something that I'm finding now, if I don't like a fragrance, you know, is that because I genuinely don't like the notes or the smell? Is it not a pleasing smell, or am I just not used to that, you know, in my palate of sorts? The amateur knows, go figure. But this isn't a safe fragrance. It's animalic, and I personally like that. But like I said, it's challenging, so just be aware of that when you're buying it. The next thing, the third thing, I saw someone say this on a forum and in different videos, and I totally agree. I don't think this is a year-round fragrance, unfortunately. I could not imagine wearing this in summer. I couldn't do it. I live in Houston, Texas. It's hot and humid all year round, you know, so I mean, the time that I think you'd wear this fragrance, you'd be dressed up. Yeah, you'd have a suit on, you know, and preferably be cooler outside. I think the fall, you know, might fly for this at night. I think winter, oh yeah, killer in winter. But for spring and summer, I just kind of think this is out of place. Whereas Layton, on the other hand, much more versatile. You know, you could wear that all year round. But that's, you know, 3 things that I don't like about it necessarily. So that's my take on this fragrance. I think it's really cool, okay? Do I recommend it? Not for over $500. I don't recommend it. Not if you're just starting a collection. I don't really think this should... Now, Layton, on the other hand, oh yeah, 100%. Absolutely get it. This, on the other hand, you know, you're going to this because you just dig the vibe, you know. I mean, I was able to get this for under $200, you know. So for me, I was happy with the price point. Fabulous. Shout out to my buddy Alex. I bought this fragrance from him as well. But hope you enjoyed this video and this take on Parfums De Marley Layton Exclusif. Exclusive. You see that? Yep. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, do the whole 9 yards, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, later.